I want to thank you that I really you've introduced me to a new system, which I feel like I want to carry on for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's really appreciate it.
What's up, guys? In this call, I'm sitting down with Elias. Elias is from Jordan, and he's also a business owner. He's actually building one of the first performance and health centers in the country. So I've promised him to fly down when he has his grand opening to check that out. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that's gonna be later this year. But when Elias came to me, he had mainly a lot of problems regarding joint pains, and he had a lot of knee pains. He'd been to the doctors. They've told him you should not take the stairs, you should take the elevator, you shouldn't do any sports, you can't ski, and yeah, he kind of refused, seeked other alternatives, and yeah, fortunate enough, he I guess found me. So at this point, Elias has no problem whatsoever with doing sports, with skiing. He has no knee pain whatsoever. We actually talked the other day about how it's crazy that Elias is now able to do a sissy squat without feeling any pain. Full, I guess, range of motion doing it, and that's something that could never ever have been possible, just 6 months ago. So yeah, I'll throw up some, I don't know, testimonials or something here from Elias as well. But make sure to give this one a watch. Also pretty interesting story here with like joint pains and stuff, and how he's been told that this is not to be, we can't solve this, and look where we're at now. So give this a watch. Same thing as always. Shout out to Elias for executing, putting in the work. You're a legend, and I'll see you in Jordan when you open your little health performance center.
Okay, welcome. I'm here with my man, Mr. Elias. Elias, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Elias, 37 years old. I've generally been into fitness and wellness for the last 10 or so years. Before that, not really at all. And during my 10-year journey, I found a massive improvement on my own. But then towards the last couple of years, maybe I felt like I kind of plateaued, and I needed something to, push me to the next level. And then I came across Lucas, and I thought, like, why not? Let me give this a shot. He promised the stars, and I thought, like, if I can do a big transformation in 3 months, then why not? Me give it a go, and I've been very happy, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess diving right into that then as well, Elias, can you just run everybody through where you were, I guess, before we started? Obviously, you just said yourself you've been, training for a couple of years, maybe a bit stuck, but who was Elias? First time we went on the call together, who was I talking to then?
Yeah, so I'm actually, like, my passion is, other than work, my passion is climbing, and that's what I do for, like, I used to climb like 4 or 5 times a week. I used to do a lot of sports, some running. I've completed the marathon before, and in terms of training, I used to train more or less quite solidly, in my opinion. But then there were certain aspects which I was missing, was when it came to the nutrition, when it came to the sleep, which I thought actually I was doing it right, but then I realized I was way from achieving my targets, and those are my big limiters. And I mean, with Lucas's program, there was a lot of new information which I had to retain, and it took me maybe around a month or so to just, maybe there was a bit of trial and error, because there's a lot of new changes, and I wasn't able to do everything from day one. But after a couple of months, things it became more or less a routine, and now I feel like it's become ingrained into the new Elias.
Yeah, we were just talking, me and Elias, a bit here before about Elias had just said that also in the beginning he might have felt that it was, maybe a bit of a not necessarily a restriction, but a bit of a change compared to what he was used to do, and it maybe was a bit of friction to get the ball rolling in the beginning. But as you said now yourself, Elias, also that now it's like switching underwear for you. Now you're like fully adapted everything. You told me when you're going on a vacation, yeah, there might be a couple not maybe 100% ideal days here and there. That's all good, but for the most of the time, you're sticking to the framework.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if you have to put it into your own words, Elias, what do you think was the biggest thing holding you back from reaching your goals before we started working with each other?
Personally, I would say it was nutrition, and the biggest change was I would think that I was eating healthily, because I wouldn't be having any fast food. I wouldn't be having, like the junk food. I would be eating at home. But even though I was still eating at home, my own food had some seed oils in it. I would have like the wrong proportion of maybe, you know what I mean? It was like right now, my diet has transformed more than 180 degrees. It's just completely different. And yeah, I would say nutrition was the big game changer for me.
Can you run them through how you were eating, I guess, before? Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So initially, for example, I would for breakfast I would have a lot of maybe unhealthy carbs. I would be having protein shakes every day, which now are a big no-no. I haven't had maybe a single protein shake since we started the program. And for dinner, also I would be having late meals, which was also impacting my sleep. A lot of modifications here and there, but like overall, it's just completely different. Like right now, my breakfast is more or less the same every single day. So I can run you through a single day's breakfast now. I have about 4 boiled eggs every day with an avocado and some nuts and coffee. And then during the day, I would have some, good protein with some healthy carbs and maybe like a fruit or two, not too much sugar. And then I would have right after my workout, I would have a protein shake, which is actually Lucas's version of unhealthy protein shake. So I would have 4 eggs with some berries and frozen mango, which tastes delicious, even though it doesn't sound like it tastes very good. And then for dinner, I would have usually a steak and some sauerkraut and some maybe some broccoli or some other like sweet potato. So that's more or less my food regimen these
Yeah,
days.
the whole 9 yard. Yeah, it's a big difference compared to I know when I ask you in the beginning, like, okay, tell me what you're eating on a daily basis. Right now, it's like protein shakes, all the bread in the world, or whatever. I think I told you like, yeah, you're gonna have to throw that in the trash trash bin. But yeah, nice, Elias. Also, if you can remember, like, why do you think you decided to go with me? You know, when we spoke.
Um, I would say that it you came across me. I mean, there's a lot of people on Instagram these days. The market is flooded with people who have big claims. But then when I saw you, to be honest, what I liked about your approach is, first of all, you had a very holistic approach. So you're coming full circle. It wasn't just about training hard, or it was about changing your entire life from food, nutrition, sleep, working out, and it was all in a very natural way. Without taking any, for example, unnecessary supplements, which might give you short-term goals or gains. So this is what really attracted me to the program, and especially that I'm looking at it long term. Like I'm not looking for like a year or two. I'm looking for the next 30 years because I'm a very outdoorsy person. I like to do my activities, my hobbies, and I wanna be able to maintain these hobbies when I'm 50 and 60, and play with my grandkids and stuff. So this is what really got me into the program. Or
Yeah, amazing. Also, if yeah, or just in your own words, I guess, Elias, what have you or what have we, I guess, been able to achieve in this time frame? Since we got going to I guess now, what have you been able to achieve in that period?
So one thing which I didn't mention earlier is when I first started, I informed you that I had a knee pain, a knee issue, which has been around for 7 or 8 years. And actually, I've seen two well-known orthopedic doctors of my country, and I got the same answer from, actually, I got more or less the same answer from both, that I need to change my lifestyle, and that basically I should take the elevator instead of the stairs, which I completely refused. You know, they were telling me to modify my life in a way which I refused to accept, being, you know, only 37 years old. And with Lucas and your program, first of all, from the start, it wasn't a very strict program. You adapted it to my needs, which was great. And I don't know what it was exactly, but some part during the program a couple of months ago, my knee pain almost completely disappeared, which is a huge achievement for me. And now, I mean, probably the worst thing which I could have done before for my knees, which is doing sissy squats, I'm able to do them now, which is fantastic. So I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of days ago as well. You mentioned that you know, that was trying to do a sissy squat back in beginning of December or something would never have been on the table, and now you can do like almost a full range of motion sissy squat, which is insane, and without pain. You told me as well. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe I didn't stress this earlier, where I was talking about the nutrition and sleep part, but even when it came to like doing the workouts, there was a lot of like small tweaks that you gave me, which I felt like really improved my like it showed me good benefits, like, you know, like really focusing on the negative part
Yeah,
of the
this, yeah,
exercise, and like even like, for example, recording whatever I'm doing every single time. And that for me made a huge difference, because then when I would go to the gym, I would know, like, for example, like I did, let's say I benched, you know, 30 kilos in each hand. I did 9 reps this time. This time, like, I want to do 10. You know, even if I'm just doing it one single rep more, it's an improvement. And I was really like pushing myself. I had a baseline to beat myself on every single time.
yeah, definitely. Always about that. Want to get one small step better every single day, 1% better every single day, and obviously that accumulates over time. So that's the fully the right framework. And you know, once again, as we've talked about as well, if you go into the gym and you don't progress or even doing there, you're wasting your time. So you always want to just smash the sessions, make sure we're going in the right direction. Super, super important.
100%. Yeah.
What do you think we did, I guess, differently as compared to maybe what you've been trying before and what you've been used to previously?
um, Everything. But I would say, like, maybe the most radical things was things which were completely even outside the gym. You know, like from day one, like throwing my deodorant and getting aluminum-free deodorant, and not wearing cotton underwear, and things which you know, previously, even though I generally consider myself into like health and fitness and wealth, I did not maybe hear about them before because they were not in mainstream media. But I feel like now I'm a lot more aware of these things, and it's hard to maybe you know, there are a lot of different changes in my routine, so it's hard to maybe pinpoint exactly what got me the biggest changes in my life. But with everything, I just trusted the process, and I'm very happy with the result and the way things are going.
Yeah. I guess if you put it into your own words as well, how has getting into better body composition, fixing your nutrition, I guess, framework and approach, fixing your knee pain, how has this also, and also fixing your sleep, that's a huge part. I know there's probably still a bit of room to improvement, but you know, Elias is a busy guy. So we want to just make sure we can get as much sleep as possible. Although I would probably, you know, Elias already knows this, that he should be sleeping even more. But how has, I guess, improving that aspect as well, or those aspects, affected you outside of just fitness and health, I guess?
For me, I believe that in order to be able to be my best at work with my family, I want to take care of themselves first. Because if I don't take care of myself, I wouldn't be able to, you know, provide for somebody else to perform my best. So I think it's quite important to be selfish in that respect. And in that, like I have prioritized myself over the last 6 months, and due to that, people have been coming to me and telling me like, you've been performing better at work, and there's been a lot of like, good things that came out of it. So I would say it has been a positive thing to many different aspects of my life, not just my personal fitness journey.
Amazing. And I guess one of the last cues for you, Elias, what would you say to someone that is, kind of on the fence and have been thinking about getting coaching, but they're not sure if this is the right thing for them? Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should do something else. Whatever. Maybe I should reach out to someone else. What would you say to that person?
I would say trust the process. The sooner you start, the better. And even for myself, like I remember when we first started the program, because I was generally fit to start with, so I wasn't going to see a huge difference maybe compared to somebody else. And I remember like 1 month into the process, I wasn't maybe seeing the drastic change that I expected. And I remember us having that conversation, and you told me like to trust the process and to maintain and to give it time. And I'm very happy. I mean, I just shared with you, or I was looking at my pictures over the last 5 months, and I just see that there's a huge difference in my body composition, and I'm glad that I did trust the process and I carried through.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. We always have to zoom out, especially when you see yourself in the mirror every single day. It's hard to see the small changes, but then you zoom out and you really compare from, okay, where were we in the beginning, where are we now? And if we've been putting in the work, we're always going to get a result out of that every single time. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess that was probably all my questions, Elias. Is there anything else you would want to add up? Something else you want to share with everyone? Or yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I think that covers everything. I would say that also because for me, I want to make a lasting impact and change, not just to myself, but to the. I want to give back to the community and to the place where I live. And I'm actually starting, or in the process of starting a social wellness club in Jordan. And a lot of the things which I learned through working with you, Lucas, I'm going to be implementing it in our own social wellness club. So target is to open around maybe 7, 8 months, and yeah, it would be fantastic if you can visit around them.
Yeah, I recorded a bit of an introduction, and I said I'm promising Elias that I'll when he opens his wellness club, I'll be there to make sure to give it a visit and check it out. Of course, I'm very much looking forward to that. It's gonna be really fun.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we can maybe do a part 2 of this in person at your wellness club or something. It's gonna be it's
Yeah.
gonna be really amazing. But yeah, thanks a lot for sharing about I guess your experience, Elias, and also of course thanks for I guess trusting me and executing, putting in the work. Obviously, results are not just delivered on a silver platter. You have to actually put in the work, which of course you have been doing. So big ups to you, Elias, for that as well. Yeah, and yeah, I guess thanks. Hope everyone thought this was a little valuable conversation. Thanks for